We're freaking
Literally,
live. I'm
like,
sick of Kamui's
I'm a
nonsense.
curious person.
So,
I'm curious. That's all there is to it.
the title doesn't have anything to do with anything. I just thought it was funny.
Wait, what is the title?
The title is the title that I said that we should do at some point, which is the comment that someone else
Walky
said.
Talky podcast makes no
No,
sense.
no, doing that a different time. No, this one is, this whole podcast is so chaotic, y'all keep going on massive tangents and changing the topic every 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the title. And the
I
thumbnail, instead of
There is a
Daigo,
fair
because I
chance
figured
that
that'd be
you
bad.
will do that.
Even though we're reacting to Daigo's videos. Instead, the thumbnail is a picture of me, so there you go.
Oh, you didn't do the Daigo thumbnail?
Yeah, I had it, but I was like, nah, I shouldn't do the Daigo thumbnail with this title. If he saw that, I don't know what he would think.
Okay.
But that said, today we're reacting to videos, starting with Daigo's video, of which we've already reacted to. But now I don't remember the first 5 facts, so let's rewatch it, Oodie, even though we already reacted to it on stream.
We reacted to fucking 2 out of like 14 minutes.
We reacted to the first 3 minutes and 42 seconds.
Okay, what they do? No, let's just put it at 2 times speed for the first 3 minutes and 42 seconds, just so we can hear what the facts were. It refreshed the fans.
Refresh the fans. The fans go get their refresher. Do you realize doing this makes that other stream we did entirely irrelevant and meaningless now?
No, because we're not going to react to it this time. Whereas we did it the first time.
Okay. So you mean to just not pause it and not say anything?
I just want to know what... Well, we can say things, but just not many things.
You know what? You know what? This is going to be my terroristic compromise. I'm going to play the video and then get up and go to the bathroom. So I can't pause it or say anything. And you're just going to be left here to watch it on your own.
You need to use the bathroom for exactly 3 minutes and 42 seconds.
Yeah, probably around that time. Yeah, so it's going to be perfect. So, all right. First of all, I'm going to play just to make sure that you can actually hear it, because I don't want audio issues on this comedic.
Today we're going to be talking about 14 curious facts that you did not know about the Naruto series. And when I say you didn't know, I mean it. It's not going to be stuff like,
oh, but maybe
did you know that?
Yeah, I put it at 1 time speed. Since I want to have 3 minutes and 42 seconds instead of Kamui, do the math. Kamui?
Oh, you want me to actually do the math? Yeah, minute 50. A minute 51 to be specific.
There you go. All right. There you go.
Today we're going to be talking about 14 curious facts that you did not know about the Naruto series. And when I say you didn't know, I mean it. It's not going to be stuff like, oh, did you know that Madara Uchiha gave his Rinnegan to Nagato, and Nagato's Rinnegan is not actually his, it's Madara's. It's going to be stuff that's actually interesting and not very well known. Obviously, you're probably going to know a couple of these, but I doubt everybody is going to know every single one of these facts. Number 1, Yagura is not a perfect Jinchuriki, contrary to popular belief. Yeah, this is one of the greatest misconceptions in the entire series. Yagura is never stated to be a perfect Jinchuriki. The only information we get is that he tamed 3 tails with complete mastery, which is certainly a different thing from him being a perfect Jinchuriki. A perfect Jinchuriki is in complete harmony with his tail beast. The beast and the person work together as allies/friends, and they help each other out during fights. The only 2 people who ever achieved that are Killer Bee and Naruto after he acquires KCM2. Yagura taming the 3 tails with expertise doesn't mean they were friends, much in the contrary. He probably did something akin to Naruto acquiring KCM1, having to battle the tail beast within your inner realm, and then, by defeating the beast, draining the chakra and using it for yourself. Yes, it requires a lot of ability and expertise, but it doesn't mean you're a perfect Jinchuriki, and that's why the 3 tails never breaks Yagura out of Obito's genjutsu, and Obito essentially controls the Mist Village for a while because of it. Number 2, you can use chakra control on your feet to do other things than walking on walls and on water. We see this in the Forest of Death when Sasuke literally attaches a kunai to his foot and tosses it, swinging his leg at that rain ninja that fought against Team 7 in the very beginning of the Forest of Death. We see that Sasuke did not kick the kunai, he literally actually grabbed it with his chakra and then swung his leg to throw it. Which, if you think about it, is far more efficient than throwing a kunai with your arms because your legs are more powerful and handy. So it's a shame nobody ever really does that again. Kakashi kicks a kunai in the war in the fight against Obito, but that's a kick, you know, it's not what Sasuke did in the Forest of Death, which is a shame because that was a cool move. Number 3. Even though Naruto Uzumaki is the protagonist of the series, has the most screen time in the
Kamui, I hate the fact that I was listening to that and you're like, oh, well, if my memory serves me correct, as he's telling you the facts. So this is entirely pointless anyways.
Well, I don't know why you have to be, like, the most unfun Debbie Downer on the planet today. Like, have some fun, right?
Oh, if I remember correctly, this is what I said about this fact previously.
Yeah. It's part of the fun, is guessing the game, bro. Like, bro, it's never, like, had fun predicting his stories at all.
Yeah.
The most boring person ever. He just wants to be fed the information. Like, how are you sitting here doing all these Boruto prediction podcasts if all you want to do is, what are you talking about? Just wait till it comes out and give you the answer. Get out of here with your nonsense.
Just remember, the audience, Kamui's perfectly okay with reusing the content. He's the biggest recycler on the planet, apparently. His thumbs are the greenest ever.
That was new content. And the first time, was I trying to remember what I said about it? Was I reminiscing on the wonderful memory? No. Therefore, it is new content.
Kamui is out here with the quantity over quality mindset.
Just to prove my point, do you want to do a stream of the Walky Talky funniest moments? That is quite literally reusing content, because you're just going to talk about things we already did. It is literally the same thing as what I just did. So, Oodie, the self-proclaimed hypocrite, just like that Naruto video, you know what I'm talking about? We'll just have to make a new video about Oodie now.
Yeah, we have to react to that one next.
Sage's Rain video. Well, let's get Sage's Rain to make that video, or whoever made that video.
Yeah, I hope you realize, audience, this is Kamui's definition of quality content. Him trying to remember what he's previously said on stream. That's peak entertainment right there, folks. It's just trying to reminisce.
Bro, you don't realize the entertainment value of Kamui just doing anything.
Not even remembering, mind you, just the attempt of trying and failing to remember.
Maybe failing. I think I got it right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you think. You don't even know.
I'm pretty sure, though. You can't prove that I failed then.
Hey, you know what? All I'm saying, the title's no longer a meme. Kamui's proving it right.
You're the one trying to derail. I was staying focused on the reaction.
Oh, yeah, focused on the first 3 minutes and 42 seconds that we've already seen? That's the focus you want to focus on?
Exactly. More focused than you were. But now let me actually look at the Sasuke thing.
Yeah, okay.
I think chapter 524-ish. Be around, right?
Shout out the comment section.
Hot, dude.
We got Invincible in here. We got Space in here. It is hot outside, yeah. Summer's coming up, or it's already here, or it was here months ago. I don't know.
No, it's going back and forth temperature-wise. Like right now, it's 72 at midnight. The day is supposed to be 93 degrees later.
It is 74 here.
That's crazy. It's only 2 degrees different from Georgia to Maine. How? How is it only 2 degrees? Oh, it's also weird though. When I was in Oklahoma, like right now, it would be like probably like 80 to 90. Like it was hot as fuck when I was down there. That's not that far south compared to Georgia.
Yeah.
Why was Georgia not as warm, like as it should be? Like, I feel like Georgia should just be warmer than it allegedly is. Every time you talk about the weather, I'm like, really? I feel like it should just be warmer than that.
Oh, Kamui, you're looking at the manga, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. I have to say, this always it's hot here, and it makes me want to stop. I've already watched more than in this last like hour, but every time you do these streams, just like to keep walking. But like, I know if I freaking walk 8 miles, not only am I probably just gonna be like, my feet will probably just be sore from doing all that. But I also have burned so many absurd amount of calories that I do not need to be burning right now. Like, I feel like it's creating more problems, but I want to do it.
That's funny. Oh my god. Okay.
That's how you know you like fitness.
Before getting back to the video, so we can catch up to where we should have started. Before doing that, I'll leave chat up if you want to read chat, and I'll go to the bathroom again. It was Boruto first 10 chapters versus Shippuden first 10 chapters.
Yep, I forgot. That was what we were doing. Yeah. But anyway, I would pick Shippuden. I don't want to be the Naruto stan, but I think in just every single case, I'm gonna pick Shippuden.
Yes. If we're going first 10 chapters, I can see Boruto 2 Blue Vortex being better. But again, that's completely unfair because 40 pages versus 10 pages per chapter. So...
You know, it's yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, let's compare the first 2 chapters to 2.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking Shippuden then.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, honestly speaking, I think a fun comparison here, which is arguably fair, is just the bell test. I guess even this is longer in Boruto's case, but you know, the intro, up until the Shinjuu awakens, versus just the freaking bell test. / maybe you can count Gaara versus Deidara because it occurs at the same time. Just those chapters, which again, Boruto's is objectively longer. How would you compare? Which do you think is a better time skip intro?
I might actually go with Boruto because I feel like it gives me what I like from time skip intros, which is like, heck yeah, baby, we're back and better than ever with an explosive start. We're just jumping straight into it and going like speedy pacing and just getting straight to the action, right what you want, exactly when you want it. Heck yeah. Doing that fun little thing, making it epic.
But you could argue Naruto did that too, though, with Deidara versus Gaara. I mean, you have the Akatsuki versus the Kage to start the time.
No, I agree. Both do it, and both do it well. I think Boruto just did it slightly better in that regard.
It's debatable. I think they do better in different aspects.
Yeah.
Because in Boruto's case, it's a lot more flashy. I definitely think it's got the cool thing better, but Chapter 2 is just Boruto saying, I'm warning you one more time, 80 times, and that's all that happens. And other than that, I mean, they're just, I hate to say it though, to me, most of those first 4 chapters feels like the characters just trash talking without doing anything. Whereas with Gaara and Deidara, it was kind of just like, let's just get on, like, let's just fight already. Like, we're not going to sit here for 2 chapters talking before we fight. We're just going to fight.
Yeah. So I really hate to say that Boruto does it quote-unquote better because it's more flashy. But if we're just going with what I preferred or what I liked, yeah, I think I did like Boruto's introduction as a welcome back, especially after a 3-month hiatus. That's another like real life factor that would play into it. Where Shippuden, it was more of a cold open for me. So I wasn't really keeping up with it
for me,
at the time either.
For me, the only reason / chapter that makes me consider Boruto is chapter 4. If I remove chapter 4 from this and I just do the first 3, I'm picking Shippuden. I do not care. Rasengan no Zuhiko's kind of cool, I guess, that chapter. But the first 2 chapters is the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Rasengan no Zuhiko, that's okay, cool. But even that fight was underwhelming to me because Boruto was too good. It didn't feel like a fight. It just felt like it was just boring. That's just one.
Yeah, no, that's what I think though. That's what an introduction should be. It should just be like 4 chapters in one, or however long it is in one. I think that 4th chapter specifically makes those first 3 chapters stand out because of the 4th chapter in a way, because it makes it feel more tight knit in a way, like it's all supposed to be cohesive as one unit. Even reading it in one session, I feel like it'd be very entertaining. Those first 4 chapters.
But like, to some extent, this sounds almost contrary to what we've been saying about 2 Blue Vortex. But I feel like the first 4 chapters is ironically, too slow. It's too drawn out. In all rights, it could have been done at 3 chapters tops. Arguably, could have just been 2. They could have just started, like, got to the invasion and Boruto's fight quicker, and just got to the Shinjuu awakening quicker. You really could just remove chapter 2.
No, I agree.
At the
Chapter
very least.
2 and 3 is a very long invasion, and that's not really what you want to do. But you could say the same about the beginning of Shippuden. The Bell Test was a little long. Gaara versus Deidara was arguably long for like an introduction to the series. Like Naruto come back to the village. It was more of a slow burn. But, like that was almost the point in that case, reintroducing the characters.
That one,
but yeah,
because it's hard to compare because in the Shippuden one, it is a wholesome welcome back versus a like we need to get a move on welcome back. Like, oh yeah, welcome back, Boruto, get your ass in that fight right now. It's a very different feel, and so it makes it almost unfair to compare because Naruto's shouldn't be rushed. I feel like it would be bad if they overly rushed it because of the vibe of the time.
I agree.
Whereas the Boruto's vibe is just blatantly different, and that's why with that one, I think they should have split up. They should have just, honestly, for the invasion. I understand this is where it gets tricky because ending with Boruto's return is kind of like the cool cliffhanger, but like to some extent, I feel like they could have sped run through a lot of the blah 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 talking that we got leading up to Code Invading and just got Code Invading. Maybe even just ended with the way they ended Chapter 2 with Boruto just doing I guess there's no cure for idiocy, Rasengan Uzuhiko, just to end the first chapter. You could have arguably just done that, and then Chapter 2 is the fight. Chapter 3 just is the Shinjuu chapter.
Okay. Yeah, you just remove a chapter. There's a lot at the beginning of Chapter 1 that I feel like you would still need. It should be the same pacing as well, probably. But
I don't know, man. Like to some extent, I almost wonder: do we even need the Ada conversation with Sarah and Sumire? Because it was useless. Because
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking more like Sarada talking to Shikamaru, and then Kawaki
fine.
looking in Daikokuten.
Those are fine, but I feel like you could probably just remove the Ada one because I hate to say it. If they're gonna do it, they should have done it differently based on how they did it. You might as well have not done it because they said that it was just Sarada and Sumire's conversation debatable because at least that one feels more accurate, more like we actually learned a little bit on top of the recap because it's like, hey, Shikamaru has questioned. Okay, we got that answer versus telling us something we already know that we should have known. Like, it's weird. So you just remove Ada and Damon. You could have just had Ada and Damon just watching when Code invaded, like the way they do anyway.
I like it, yeah. Just make it a lot more snappier, especially if they're leaning in on the aspect of we're doing the introduction of the characters as the scenes that are needed are playing out, rather than Shippuden, where it had a whole dedicated scene to reintroducing the characters. It's funny because Shippuden's the one that should have taken the 3-month hiatus, since they're almost leaning in on that nostalgic welcome back angle, whereas Shippuden's just jumping straight into it. Or, sorry, Boruto's jumping straight into it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, actually. Which is probably why they started off a chapter with that welcome back feel, but I just feel like remove the Ada Sarada conversation. Just introduce Ada the way they do later on with her conversations, like with Damon about the Uzuhiko and with Kawaki about the Shinjuu stuff. That's all you needed.
Honestly, it's funny, and there's no way they would have ever done this. I think, hypothetically, if they made this snippier, like we were saying, and had the first 4 chapters be the first 3 chapters, regardless if they had the hiatus or not, if they just released all 3 of those chapters bundled in one, I feel like we would have received it a lot better. Okay, so basically just the first 4 chapters worth of story, all at once, but in 3 chapters. Even making just one long 100-page chapter, you could say that. 120-page, but you could say that.
The only reason I say that would work is due to the prologue nature of it. Otherwise, I would just say why. But because it is kind of distinctly different in that sense. It is as much of an intro as they could intro. I could see that. Just be like, hey, we're gonna give you a long ass intro chapter.
Dude, I think that'd be really cool. Leaning in on that explosive, epic, flashy angle. Just one cool chapter about Boruto versus Code and all this other stuff. Like, I think that's really cool. I like that idea for an introduction to a series.
Be interesting sales wise too, because you could argue more people would be willing to buy that one because it has so much more in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work sales wise though. But
I think volume release, it would just have less chapters and same amount of pages. So it'd be like chapters, in this case, chapter 1 and like 2 would be the whole volume.
I think chapter 1 would just be the volume in that case. It
Yeah,
would just
fair
be
enough.
like, here's the volume, just for the sake of that.
I think that'd be
it's
really
so
cool.
separate.
Yeah. Well, that's
But
my
either
thoughts.
way, I think the fast paced version would be better.
Yeah.
In which case, would just say, yeah, a better intro.
Yeah, it goes without saying, but
But even
maybe
then-
reduce some of the invasion nonsense that doesn't really matter, like Team 10 versus the Claw Grimes, or you already know, the recap, or the repeated scenes of Boruto talking to Code.
And that's why I said, for the most part, you are kind of just removing chapter 2
Yeah.
/ slightly integrating it into chapter 1, because I don't know how many pages Aiden started conversation is, but let's just say it's 5. Remove that. You can have Boruto just give one warning, and that's all you need. One warning. Okay? No? All right, fine. We're fighting. Ends with Rasengan Uzuhiko. You show one scene of people getting turned into trees. Just do it. Just get to the point, and then that's that. And Kawaki's introduction, I guess you've already introduced him, but instead of having him lose to a Claw Grime, then win, you just have him show up at the end of the code fight, like ready to go. And it's actually like scary because you don't know how strong Kawaki is. Whereas you've seen him get beat up by a Claw Grime while Boruto was dominating him. You already feel like Boruto's stronger at that point. Whereas this way, we just don't know.
Yeah.
We think Kawaki could be strong.
I like it better this way.
And he's like,
Just
I'm ready to kill Code. Don't say, I think I could kill Code now. Be like, I'm killing him. Just don't leave the question. We don't know if it's because Code's weakened or because Kawaki can just do it anyway.
Yeah.
He's just there to kill Code. Give us that impression.
If they're leaning into the quick, flashy, explosive angle for this, I think it's almost better to do like inverse setup to where they're not taking the time to stop and explain things. They're quickly moving between different events, things that we don't even understand, but we're just viewing it, witnessing it, and they can explain it in coming up afterwards. It's almost like I was saying, reverse setup. They do it, and then they set it up or explain it afterwards. After it's already done. Which kind of is the aspect they were going with, like, the whole Boruto Darkest Future. But, like, they did that bad, I feel. So.
Yeah, no. That was just weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, and what the crazy part is, we've only talked about the intro, which ironically had less problems than the next 6 chapters.
Well, I do have...
Blue Vortex would be a whole topic, that's for sure.
Yeah, I do have the comments pulled up if you wanted to read them while I go to the bathroom.
Oh, I was gonna just start reading while you switch over to my laptop. I came inside.
Okay, sure.
But I'm gonna set up my other mic and shit.
Yeah. So Carmenara, shout out them, I remember them. It only feels like that because it was such a major shift in villains, right?
What? Wait, what are you referring to, though?
I was hoping you would know. I don't know.
Because there's a major shift in villains. I mean, yeah, I don't know what he's referring to.
Okay.
It's too vague. Also, because I don't know when that was written.
Yeah. Well, at 12:19. There you go. 20 minutes ago. A bit similar to the shift from Madara to Kaguya. Wait, how does omnipotence contradict?
That's different, though. Well,
yeah.
How does omnipotence contradict itself? Is that what he said?
Yeah. Well, that's a different comment. Okay, with that being said, I'll allow you to catch up on chat.
Okay, let me move around here.
Okay.
Oh my god, it is
Top.
so hot. I'm in the basement where it's normally cold, and I'm still freaking hot as shit right now.
Crazy.
That is absurd.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was starting at Millennium's Kage at the top. We haven't read any of
It
this.
seems like everybody save
Okay.
Boruto chilled during the time skip in Boruto. I don't know what you mean by that. Konohamaru is gonna shine next chapter. All y'all hater we see. I don't know, Darashikage. I don't think he's gonna shine. I feel like they're gonna have Hidari shine against Konohamaru because you're not. This is my chapter prediction. No, Konohamaru will not look like the badass beating up Hidari. They're gonna use Konohamaru as the benchmark to show how strong Hidari is, because once again, Konohamaru loses to him. That's my prediction. Who the hell hates Konohamaru? I don't hate him, but a lot of people do. Been rereading the Naruto manga recently, and I'm at the beginning of the time skip, and it feels like a real time skip compared to Oh, really? And TVB, it's seen gloss over, and things are more implied than said and shown. Yes, we were already went over this extensively earlier, but yeah, the Naruto time skip felt like an actual time skip. Was waiting 7 years really worth it just to get a lackluster battle manga? I mean, I'm glad it happened regardless, but personally, I do like the TBV intro better, but it's just a preference. I do think the preference matters to some extent because they are very different. I actually like the fact, because of that reason, it established Boruto as a force by taking out Code easily, then show him struggling against the Shinjuu as to not make him overpowering. Yeah. Which I think is like the point. Like, he might be ridiculously strong, but there's a threat beyond even Boruto. That's why it's such a big deal. I get what they're going for. And I know that they talked about this a few videos back, but the main factor for people like the TBV intro was the fact that we can visually see a difference in both looks and powers abilities. Yeah. Half the Twitter fans love the time skip because Boruto's got a new outfit and he learned a bunch of jutsu. Nothing more. Boruto is strong. That's why it's peak. That's the mindset of a ton of people. The first chapter of TBV is near perfect in my opinion. It dropped the ball around chapter 5 to 6 a bit. Now it seems like things are speeding up and not enough focus on air destruction. At first, I mean, I think chapter 1's okay by all means. The main gripe I have is that stupid Ada Sarada conversation. That's definitely keeping it from being perfect in my opinion. And outside of that, it's totally fine. Although I guess in hindsight, it makes the Sarada Sumire conversation weird when you factor in chapters 6 and 7 and stuff. But taking the chapter for what it is, yeah, it's mostly fine. I can see a struggle in the balance between straight action and direct narrative. I don't think this should be a struggle, though. The point of the action is just, like, in this type of genre, the point is that they are fighting, and that fight is a representation of the clash of ideals.
Yeah.
I know outside of, sometimes a fight is just there because it's freaking Tamari versus Tenten. It's just part of the Chunin exams. But all the important fights, they are just a conduit to prove a point. There shouldn't be a struggle between straight action and direct narrative. The action should just supplement the narrative. That's how it's supposed to go.
I don't know where you got to in the comments.
I'm gonna go upstairs to start cooking something.
Okay, well, I don't know where
I
you
just
got
realized
to in
one
the comments,
problem.
but...
I never thought about this. Now that I'm on my laptop, when we go back to the video, I won't be able to see it when I'm cooking. So maybe we can spend a little bit more time derailing.
I was literally about to go back to the video too.
I don't know if I should wait until we derail. That is a risk.
Well, okay, well, you haven't
derail?
gone upstairs is what you're saying? So we could just go to the video now, and then when we derail inevitably within 4 minutes, then you can go upstairs.
Okay, I'll just wait and see. If it gets to a point where it's like we're not derailing, then I'll just take the L.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh my god, it's so hot. I need to get a fan down here. To be fair, it'll probably eventually cool down after that walk outside.
Where's
It's crazy.
Trippy?
It feels wrong that midnight walking was that hot. Where's Trippy? Cam, we were hoping you would have the answer.
Okay, back to video.
I mean, this is random, but I thought it was funny when I put the podcast page in my video to like just say like on the podcast. I thought it was hilarious, and I was like, I am absolutely doing this using the version that has the Trippy X now. I wish somebody would have asked. Nobody did, of course, but I wish somebody asked.
I didn't even notice. That's what you're talking about, like at the middle of the video? I think you had like a yellow text that's like, please subscribe. And so I didn't even notice. I only saw that because it popped up.
Yeah, no, I guess to be... Yeah, at first I was just going to show up, and I was like, I should probably write subscribe over it to call to action. Alright, we got like 2 subscribers last I checked. Maybe they came from my video.
There you go. That's hilarious. Okay.
It lasted for 2 days in universe, even though it spanned about 20% of the entire series, which is pretty insane. The war feels massive and long.
We've talked about this. The fact that with the filler, time is literally slowed down compared to real life comparisons. It's hilarious.
Because of the amount of fillers, it's much quicker in the manga, trust me. But even still, it's 2 days long. This fact is better known than most here that I'm gonna mention.
This is actually the opposite complaint of what I hear, is that in terms of in-universe, they're like upset that the war was so quick. Like, you get the first 3 wars, each of them last multiple years each. And then this one lasts 2 days. It's absurd for a war. It like spits in the face of what can be considered a war at that point. It's just like a couple of skirmishes or battles over the course of like a day or 2. No war.
Yeah. I think it's a really interesting one.
I know. It almost feels like wrong to say it's a war. It's just a fight. It's just a really big fight.
Yeah. Like all these people like 10, 20 years later that have PTSD from the war, when it lasted 0.01% of their total life, is kind of crazy. That's more of a moment than a war. Some of them, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't remember it.
It's one fight. It's just one singular argument.
5. Shino is
like, I don't even think Naruto slept. He's just like one awake day.
If he did, he only would have slept on the night when he was still on Turtle Island.
Yeah. Or if you're taking that one OVA special thing, he slept on the way to his final fight with Sasuke.
Yeah.
The Itachi egg OVA.
That is like was so goofy to imagine, but they're clearly tired in the manga. Like they haven't had the chance to rest.
Only character in Naruto that has never lost a fight.
Oh,
okay, you know what I realized now? We actually got to this part of the video because I was like, when I saw Shino, oh, this is 342. Okay. I was gonna say, like, I remember this is how we got into the whole Baki conversation,
the exact
which we asked Daigo about.
It's so funny.
I don't remember all our answers anymore, but I remember Baki was the big one.
By the way, I don't know if we ever originally said this, but Shibai is like the best example. Never lost, as far as we know.
He's not in Naruto.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
He's bored too.
Yeah.
Number 6. Naruto mastered perfect sage mode in about a week. Yeah, the time it took him to...
The war arc is 2 days. This is impressive in comparison.
That's crazy, bro. Look how much progress he made in 2 days in the war arc. This makes him look bad.
Didn't he learn Rasen Shuriken in like 3 days? What about that?
No. Hey, I wonder how many days actually that was. How many days was he training for that?
I think it was 3.
It might have been a little bit longer.
Pretty sure they said.
No, but he started before Hidan fought Asuma, so it might have been longer than 3. Like the final part might have been 3 days, but he might have been doing the whole thing for longer.
Okay.
Sage mode better than Jiraiya himself was about a week of training, which is pretty insane. It shows how powerful Naruto is. Number 7, Hikaku Uchiha is the most talented Uchiha during the warring stage.
I love Daigo's obsession with Hikaku. I love it.
Yeah, it's funny. I was like, there's no way that he's literally the most talented in his clan.
It says it right there. It's on your screen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So wait, but was he alive during Madara's era? He's more talented than Madara.
So that's the thing, is you could just take it for the moment when it's said. It's not even necessarily relevant for his entire life. Just the one singular moment. It's not even saying most powerful. It just says most skilled. So,
He's the most talented.
Yeah,
but it's
most
just funny
talented.
that he's more talented than Madara in general. It's just still kind of funny.
yeah, like you could argue.
But I guess you could argue
Neji was the most talented
of the Konoha 12.
Yeah.
He's the one who's always like the genius of the geniuses, right? So Neji may have been more talented than Naruto and Sasuke. He just wasn't as strong.
Exactly.
He was more talented.
In fact, the most talented person lost to the least talented person from the generation. So...
Yeah, literally. Not because of talent.
More talented than Madara and Izuna. Number 8. Jiraiya doesn't have a wart or a mole on his nose. That's actually a piercing. And you can see that
That's
clearly
crazy.
in the official colored version of the manga. Or even in a couple of manga covers.
Oh, that's what this was about, the wart thing.
Whereas he's right, he's also just wrong, because not because he's wrong, because the anime is just wrong.
Yeah, the anime, which ironically kind of just makes sense for him to have a wart with the toad stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I wish it was a wart instead of a piercing, personally.
That's cool. I didn't even know because I haven't really read the manga to like notice, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Grayish. It's the color of metal. That's a piercing.
Then again, warts also aren't necessarily the color of skin. What if it's just gray skin? Prove it's a piercing.
Yeah.
You don't see Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan pattern the first time he is introduced when he fights against Kakashi and uses Tsukuyomi against him, because Kishimoto hadn't finalized the design for his Mangekyo Sharingan in that point of the story. So he simply chose not to show Itachi's eye when he was using the Mangekyo Sharingan in Tsukuyomi, and even...
Did they show it in the anime?
In the anime, it's just a regular Sharingan.
Right, okay.
Amaterasu later on in the fight against Jiraiya. Of course, the anime made a couple of mistakes there, and when Itachi was using those abilities, they showed his normal 3-Tomoe Sharingan, but in the manga, we don't see his Sharingan while he's using those abilities.
Do you think, taking this as canon, did Itachi go more blind from using Tsukuyomi here, or not? Because he's not using the Mangekyo.
Yeah, or what if by not using the Mangekyo, it made him go more blind?
Or, I can think of a couple moments where characters activate their Mangekyo without using an ability. Is that a use of the Mangekyo? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's implied that the use of the abilities would make him go blind, but it would be funny though, just by activating it and not doing any, like it's making you go blind while you're not using the ability, just because you have it active. Like,
and I actually like that. It gives this air of mystery around Itachi. Oh, what do his eyes look like when he's using those jutsus? And the actual revelation for Itachi.
Oh.
This is one question that has never been answered. And it doesn't make any sense either. Why did Sasuke run it through the walls? That just slows him down. When the best attributes of Chidori is the speed that gives it its power. Why is he slowing himself down by scraping the wall? No wonder Itachi caught it.
Yeah, what if he just didn't do that? He just kills Itachi here. It just works.
Like, why is he doing that, though?
So you're gonna like this answer. Well, you're gonna hate it, but you're gonna like it. What if the hallways...
He's just so mad he's not thinking.
Well, no, that's the real answer. Or another possible interpretation
he's
is...
trying to scare Itachi.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a scare tactic, yeah. So my goofy answer is the hallway's just that narrow.
He just had no choice.
Yeah. It's like off screen, his other shoulder is just like rubbing against the wall as he runs.
Yeah. How the hell is freaking Kisame fitting in there? The plot twist, Kisame doesn't fit.
Ooh.
Pin comments for us. April Fool's Day idea. Naruto rewrite. Sasuke caused the massacre / Naruto caused the massacre because of Sasuke rage mode, Obito genjutsu, Orochimaru curse mark, nine tails. Sasuke has 3 tails, etc. That would be funny. Right. Let's keep derailing that while I'm cooking. I started cooking way too late in this derailment, but
Oh my god. Carmenara says, and I know they talked about this a few videos back, but the main factor for people liking the 2 Blue Vortex intro was the fact we can visually see a difference in both looks and power / ability. You already read this. See, this is why I said I wish you told me where you freaking read up to. Yeah, I don't know where it was though. Random thought, but comparing the Hidari cover to the Sasuke. Okay, I have not seen the cover. I know it is Hidari, but I haven't seen it, and I from the vague look I've seen, it looks really cool, so I'm gonna save it for the chapter. I don't even want to read the rest of that comment.
Yeah,
this is funny. The chapter was so bad that the leaker decided not to leak it and waited for the official release.
I heard that some people were saying that Ray didn't want to leak it because Sarda does well in the fight or something. So you don't want to support that.
That's hilarious. Ikimoto's best is Kishimoto at 30%. That's a video title right there. I love that.
Wait, say that again?
Ikimoto's best is Kishimoto at 30%. Yeah.
Literally. This is interesting. Somebody 2 hours ago said, sadly, no spoilers this month, but the chapter will come out in one day. That sounds like there just won't be spoilers this month, but minus the official ones.
Well, do they mean one day as in the 20th? Because it's now the 19th.
Well, it says 2 hours ago, so assuming they dropped that right at midnight, or if they're like an hour ahead because they live in a different part of the world, it might just be a day, so yeah.
Oh, I found... This is the most random fact of all time. You'll never need to know this. I found out today, Timmy Turner canonically lives on the West Coast.
Really?
Yeah, so there you go.
What part of the West Coast?
I don't know.
What state?
They don't say. It's just the West Coast. He's in that time zone. He's in Trippy's time zone.
Yeah, maybe he just like Timmy Turner, he did like a little world swap with Jimmy Neutron, so like Trippy's just not part of this world right now.
Maybe Trippy got fairies. Maybe that's why he's avoiding us. He has to keep his secret safe so he doesn't lose the fairies. Trippy knows with how much we talk, we'll figure it out, so. We're caught up in all the comments.
But why not at least just make up a fake excuse?
It's against the rules.
Yeah. The fairies didn't allow it. Can't do that. You have to just ghost them. Sorry. Trippy's actually just like, no.
Bro, we could have a whole talking about Trippy playlist on the channel at this point.
Yeah, we could do a whole stream on it.
We have done multiple whole streams on it. It's the funniest thing. Okay.
Well, anyway.
Back to the video. Which, by the way, we're 5 minutes and 20 seconds into the first video.
It's when it clicks. Oh, man.
Right on time.
So Itachi killed his own friend. Sasuke's gonna have to do the same thing against Naruto here in their fights. So even though
I feel like what he just said is the exact not. I see what he's trying to say, but grammatically, the way it came across, he's saying Sasuke should be thinking. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say it'd probably help if you rewind just like 10 seconds before to get the context leading up, because I don't even remember what he was talking about besides us looking at the flashback thing. I don't even remember what the fact was about.
Okay, well, I'll just say my thing first, and then I'll rewind it, is that
So even
based on what Daigo's saying, Sasuke should be thinking here, because Itachi killed his friend to unlock the Mangekyo, Sasuke doesn't need to kill Naruto. Rather, Sasuke needs to kill Naruto's friends. Based on what Daigo's saying. Grammatically, the way he said it.
What Daigo said.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna rewind.
Using those jutsus, and the actual revelation for Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan pattern is very interesting and impactful because we see it through Sasuke's perspective in the flashback during the fight between Naruto and Sasuke saw the Mangekyo Sharingan the day after Itachi awakened it after Shisui's death, and it's when it clicks, oh man, so Itachi killed his own friend, Sasuke's gonna have to do the same thing against Naruto here in their fights, so even though
you see what I mean? Like, we know what he means, but I feel like if you show that to someone who's never seen Naruto, they could come to my interpretation.
Another goofy interpretation would be that Sasuke needs to kill one of Itachi's friends and he thinks that Naruto's one of them.
Considering Itachi came to the village for Naruto, that makes it even funnier. Thought he was there to hang out or something.
Killed his friend. Oh god, I'm gonna have to do the same to Naruto. Or maybe he needs to kill Naruto's friend.
Exactly, yeah. He like leaves Naruto at the Valley of the Indigo, like kill Shikamaru. Goes to catch up to him. Shikamaru sees Sasuke just speed blitz. Oh my god, it's oh, what are you doing? So confused. Where's Naruto?
He's like, I did it, Itachi. I killed Naruto's friend.
He asked Naruto.
Why get you awake?
He asked Naruto, who's your closest friend? Naruto says, it's you, Sasuke. Sasuke just Chidoris himself.
Yeah. Or he's like, shit. Who's your second closest friend? Shikamaru. Is that so? He runs away.
I can work with this.
Like, Itachi, please tell me the second best friend works.
Will I at least get one of the eyes?
Yeah, like, will I at least get some upgrade?
Will I get the Flonglekyo Sharingan?
See, the goofiest part about this is how much that wouldn't make sense. So, if the point is, if the idea was you have to kill your best friend's best friend, I feel like there's just such a high probability that the answer is just gonna be yourself because you're best friends. Like, otherwise, it's just a very one-sided best friendship. Like,
it's so funny.
so stupid. Like, Itachi killed Shizui's best friend. But ironically, though, it almost works with Kakashi and Obito's case. Kakashi killed Obito's closest friend.
Wait. So you concede on that from that argument from 8 to 9 months ago. Interesting.
Well, in this context, it's okay. Well, no, I mean, Kakashi killed Rin either way. The question is, the argument was Kakashi trying to kill Rin, or did Rin jump in the way? I mean, obviously, Kakashi killed Rin / she killed herself because, you know, it is Kakashi's attack. So, like, there's no denying that.
Okay, also, I know we obviously need to get other voice actors on, but I'm not gonna lie. My hope is to get Obito's voice actor back on for the 1-year anniversary. I think that'd be really cool. And we have to ask him questions such as this that we just never got to the first time from our list of like 80 questions.
1-year anniversary of when we had him on?
Yes.
So like exactly when did we have him on?
I checked. This is actually how I came up with the idea because I just saw it. The fact that it was like 8 or 9 months ago, I think. Which is absurd.
Why? I thought it was like in like February or something.
It might have not been that long ago. It might have been like 4 or 5 or 6. Wait, let me double check.
Yeah. That was this winter. might have been January.
I think it was January.
Yeah, like
now I think
January
about it.
6th.
So yeah, about 6 months ago. It was a lot of
Still though,
streams
that's a good
ago.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes it feel like a year.
And plus it makes it more likely that he'll actually accept if it's for a reason, like a 1-year anniversary, instead of just randomly, hey, you want to be on it a second time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all the podcasts I missed.
I like the idea.
Yeah, alright. Perfect. There it is. 5 months ago, but probably close to 6. It's not
Yeah,
actually.
because I want to say it might have been January 6th or January 4th or something like that.
Yeah. January 4th is crazy. That's like right after New Year's, but either way. Maybe that's why he was free. He's off that week.
Yeah. It was on a Monday, that's all I know.
The fact you remember that.
No, maybe it's January 8th then, because I think New Year's was on a Monday. I don't know, it was something like that.
I have no idea. Anyways, back to the video.
Itachi was introduced, this enhanced the story in a way, because the way it was revealed was even better. Speaking of Kishimoto, you may have noticed, if you read the Naruto manga, that his art style changed a lot from the first chapter to the last chapter.
I think I already know what he's going to say with this one.
I was thinking just the change in Boruto's art style, but...
The characters were...
Well, I think I know the reasoning he's going to say.
Okay.
Were still very recognizable as the characters from the Naruto story, but you can see that the design simply changed a lot, and that's because Kishimoto
Naruto looks really good in this art.
Yeah, he's saying the same thing. Yeah,
characters were designed for the anime, and he fell in love with the way they were designed. He thought it was better than the way he was designing for the manga, so he changed his style to make it look more like the anime itself.
Do you think if this never got an anime adaptation, he would have stayed with this original style?
It's tough. He may have changed it just because he wanted to, but he wouldn't. It probably wouldn't have ended up like the animes. But so who knows how it would have ended up? It could have ended up worse. Could have ended up better. It's similar, but it's tough to say. Probably would have been a slower, gradual change that happened later down the line if it did change. Because in this case, the reason he changed is because he saw it and was like, "Oh, I love that." Versus, "Oh, I hate my designs. I need to change it."
Yeah.
So it's arguable if he ever even would have changed it.
That's fair. Because I'm just thinking, in like the cover chapter 6 or whatever, the cover to that chapter, we see like Kakashi asleep with Team 7 picture in the background as well as his old team in the background. So it shows like a picture of Rin and Obito. If we got those original designs just for the series, that would have been so cursed. Like, you've seen, like, the cursed designs in the anime, but, like, imagine that in the manga.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. To be fair, though, I don't think that was the finalized design anyway, but...
Yeah. And it was in that art style, to be fair. So if they never changed the art style, it would have been pretty much the final design.
I know that, like, Neji and Kai really stood out to me. If you look at some very early introductions to them, or especially in like the manga cover things where they have like a little mini profile of the characters, Guy and Neji have a clearly distinct look to them, and so that would have been really interesting.
Okay. Now I'm just thinking of that thing people say were Team 7's original designs but was never actually. Imagine that just was actually Team 7's original designs, and he's stuck with those designs and that art style the whole way through. I wonder what that would look like. Bro, someone needs to, like, pay an artist just to remake it all. Yeah, I want to see all of Naruto done in that art style, just out of pure intrinsic thought, curiosity, whatever it is. Yeah. Intrusive thought.
What does Kurama's hair look like in that case? Is it just extra spiky? Like...
He looks like the puffer fish eating the carrot.
Yeah.
Oh god.
was gradual. He changed it during the Search for Tsunade arc. It's interesting, if you read the Chunin exams and then you skip the Search for Tsunade arc and go straight to the Sasuke retrieval arc, the art style is very different. Personally, I prefer the second style, the one that looks more like the anime. But
I don't know if it's just me. The fact that we grew up with this, it all looks normal to me, even if it's different.
Yeah.
Like, it's just all Naruto.
I mean, to be honest though, what he said, there is a change even sooner than that though. Look at Land of Waves versus Chunin exams.
Yeah.
And you can see a clear difference. I also want to say, this is going to sound goofy, Naruto looks more Japanese at the beginning of the series than he does by the time of... I mean, even just in the Land of Waves, go to the first chapter of Naruto to like the end of the Land of Waves, even just during the arc, there is a change in the art style.
Fair enough.
Progressive.
Yeah. I would agree. I think...
Because even like the picture he showed of Naruto saying, "I vow to win," is already looking more like the anime than the beginning, like during the bell test.
Yeah. I've said this before, but to me, the Land of Waves doesn't feel like Naruto. It feels like its own standalone anime that had just like different production value. Even besides that, the first like 20 episodes of Naruto dub voice acting feels so different than the rest of the series. And to be fair, that's like dub instead of the art. But like, you go back and you listen to those first 20 episodes, any of them, even like the first like 4 to 6 episodes, they sound so different in terms of like voice acting experience, whatever you want to say. They just don't sound like characters. It's crazy. Like, I'm just thinking like Aruka and Hiruzen talking, the dialogue, it just sounds so weird. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. But I don't think it's all the characters, because like, for example, with Sabuza, I don't think he suffers from this weird dialogue thing. But yes, there's plenty of scenes though where I agree, where it seem very goofy. It does sound very unnatural. Like, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, Iruka, what is it, Lord Okage? I know how you feel. You grew up just like Naruto did, without knowing the love of a mother or a father. Just sitting it just sounds so goofy. Like, I know exactly how it goes.
Exactly. He starts talking about Minato and how he's the strongest Hokage, blah blah blah. They're all the strongest Hokage. They all have a statement.
I like both. I don't have anything against the style in the beginning of the series. Number 11. Temari is 3 years older than Shikamaru. So when Temari was fighting Shikamaru in the Chunin exams, she was 15 and he was 12. Shikamaru liked older ladies, apparently. Number 12. Choji enjoys
no comments, but we knew that.
Like, literally dog meat. Because the first time we're introduced to the character in the Chunin exams during the written test,
yeah, I remember this.
Are being introduced, because that's when it happens in the manga. Choji looks at Akamaru on top of Kiba's head and just thinks, oh man, he would probably be really tasty with some hot sauce. Like, what the hell, Choji?